Welcome, 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 all you beautiful people. I am Dustin,
Hi, I'm Chandra.
and it's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
No.
Hopefully
I
grown
really
and moved
don't.
out.
Yeah, right.
All right. I want to start the evening off, and I know he's not watching, but it's my little brother's birthday. He is 40 years old today, so I want to wish him a very, very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lee.
We already took him out to lunch, so he's good.
Yeah.
How are all of you wonderful people today?
Who all is here?
Well, I gotta look and I gotta get the chat.
You got to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, comments.
Technical difficulties.
got-
Professionals.
Cindy, John, Sharon are all here.
Hi, guys. Yeah, so we went to Yummy Bowl today for lunch, which is a place, what do they call it? A Mongolian grill.
Yeah, it's a
or something.
Mongolian grill, right?
Anywho, they give you a bowl, you fill it up with stuff, you give it back to them, they cook it, they bring it to you.
Yes. Now you can pick you can tell them if you want rice and you can put noodles in there, but I put scallops and shrimp and beef and chicken in there.
I had a little bit of cabbage in mine, some bean sprouts, and then I had what did I have? Salmon, a little bit of chicken, and some beef.
I was a little worried about the salmon. I thought that might be a little sus.
Well, it was a little sketch, but it was tasted fine.
Yeah.
They cooked it well done.
Jennifer Lucas is in the house.
Hi, Jennifer.
I hope you're doing good, lady.
Hope you're feeling well.
We got Sanaz in the house.
Hello.
John Gugahan. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Maybe.
Yes, hit the thumbs up. Hit it hard.
Pound it. Anyway.
Cindy's cooking dinner.
Nice. Yeah, we ate late, so I don't think we're really going to have anything else for the day.
I mean, well, yeah.
It kind of depends on how late we're up tonight. I
Yeah.
have to get work done.
And I have another live stream at 9:30 on my friend's channel.
So yeah, we might be up late. So maybe there'll be some midnight snacks.
Maybe.
We'll see.
So we didn't have a live last week, and I kind of wanted to kind of high level, maybe in depth, go over what happened. So it involves my brother. He called us about 6:30 a.m. last Tuesday and said, hey, I just woke up. I'm having trouble breathing, walking from my bedroom to the kitchen, which is about 4 feet. He has a tiny little
It's
house.
a little more than 4 feet, but it's a very small distance.
Yeah, it's a very small, very, very small house.
Yeah.
And I woke her up and I, kind of gave her an idea. She's like, well,
I said, you need to be seen. You can go to a med check, but they're going to tell you to go to an emergency room. You need to be seen. So just go to the hospital.
so what does he do? He goes and takes a shower and then he gets ready. And then he goes from his house, which he lives about 5 minutes-ish west of the Indianapolis 500 track, all the way out to Danville, Indiana, which is about 45-minute drive for him, right?
30 to 45, depending on traffic. Obviously, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you probably get there faster.
And then continues to work for a full hour at work. And his bosses are like, well, we can't tell you can't leave.
Right. He's basically told us that he felt like he was going to die.
And so all the while, I'm not quite sure how serious this is. So I
knew it was serious. I told him to go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Then he drives, 25 minutes back toward the city to go to a local hospital when he was literally across the street from a hospital at his work. Mind you, I used to work at that hospital. I'm totally okay with him driving in. But if you're in an emergency situation, you go to the closest emergency room.
They can get you where you need to go if they can't handle your
Yes.
business. They can do it faster.
Yeah.
Either by helicopter.
And if you feel like you are dying or going to die, don't drive yourself. Call an ambulance.
And if you do drive yourself, don't park in the middle of the parking lot and walk all the way to the entrance to the emergency room.
All of the wrong things we are telling you, please don't do these.
I get there, and as I'm getting in, they're taking him off to get his MRI and his X-ray and all of that stuff. So I'm sitting there, and I'm, hearing all of the emergency room sounds that you hear. There's like a lady who doesn't speak English having a stroke, and they're having the communication breakdown of that, and I'm like totally feeling for them because there's nothing I can do to help because I don't speak Spanish good enough. And so there's that, and he comes back, and he's sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, that was weird," doing the MRI with the dye and all that stuff.
In case you've never had an MRI or a CT with contrast, the contrast that they give you often makes you feel warm in your nether regions like you need to pee.
I mean, it actually makes you feel warm and cozy for the most part, but then it does kind of give you that like brief sensation, like I probably should have went to the bathroom before I came in here. Anyway, so then the doctor came in and said, you've got a really big blood clot that's making your lung on this side not work anymore.
Right. So the vasculature to his lung was completely occluded, and his right lung was receiving no blood supply.
Okay, and for the people who don't understand what you just said?
What that means is his lung was shut down and not functional. And the dangers of having a PE or pulmonary embolism is that, first off, it impairs your breathing. That's number one, which can be a problem in and of itself. When we think about an emergency, it's ABCs, airway, breathing, and circulation. The second thing is that a clot, where it is bad on its own, but there's always a potential that a piece can break off. If a piece of a clot breaks off and it goes to your heart, you then have a heart attack. If it makes it through your heart without causing a heart attack, it can go to your brain and cause you to have a stroke. So blood clots in and of themselves, where they are, can be troublesome, but the problem is when they start to move. So all in all, this is a bad situation, a very scary situation that can turn worse quickly.
Indeed. So then, like the hospitalist or whatever, the lady comes in to explain, next steps, and I have her on speakerphone because she's my translator.
So it's the nurse practitioner with cardiology, and or I'm sorry, not cardiology, interventional radiology, and they explained that they were going to take him back and through conscious sedation, go through his femoral artery up to his lungs and remove the blood clot through what's called a thrombectomy. So they did that, took him back for procedure. I was at home, got a phone call, obviously listened to this nurse practitioner and what she has to say. And one of the big things she said is that a lot of people will say, we don't want to go through the procedure. We don't want the thrombectomy. We want to just do the IV heparin and see how that works. So I'm listening, and I said, no, he's going to have the procedure. This is what we're doing, because the problem then becomes heparin can break down the clot and help your body dissolve and absorb what needs to be dissolved and absorbed, but it can also shake things loose and again increase that potential for the heart attack or the stroke. The surgery in and of itself, or procedure as they call it, can do the same thing, but the procedure is, how would you explain it? It is a routine procedure. They do these all the time. The majority of hospitals, if they can't handle it, like we said earlier, they will move you to a hospital that can. And it's relatively safe as far as procedures go, much safer than either A, ignoring the problem, or B, saying, we'll see what the meds do. While going through the procedure and after the procedure, you continue on IV heparin until you reach a therapeutic level, and then you transfer to oral medications that continue to keep your blood thin, like Coumadin, warfarin, which are the same thing, just two different names for it, or Eliquis.
Eliquis is what they put.
Xarelto, those types of medications. So, anywho,
so anyway, he comes out of the procedure and he's fine. The doctor comes out and talks to us, and basically was like,
he showed us a picture of it, which was amazing.
It huge.
Literally looked like he had a stem of broccoli in his lung. I can completely see how there was no blood flow to that right lung. Like, it was all clot. It was amazing. I mean, really want to get that photo.
Even the pharmacist, when she came up to talk with him a few days later about his Eliquis and moving forward, was like, I saw photos in the emergency room of your blood clot. It was very impressive. So
Yeah, it was massive. He is a lucky boy.
So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. I want to.
Yes, anticoagulants. Thank you.
Yes, Das Wolfen for the win. You get 2 points. I don't know what you can use those points for, but we'll figure it out at a later date.
Absolutely negligible, not important, but
Yes,
they are 2 points. Yeah, sometimes the words don't match the thoughts.
So we got Tom is in the house. We got Das Wolfen. Lisa said she was coming in. Glad he's okay. She's going to go to bed.
Good night.
Yeah, he's doing good. Like I said, today's his 40th birthday. He's alive. We are going to basically strong arm him into doing keto again. He did it with me for a while years ago.
And he lost a good amount of weight and was physically mobile, had like a lot of good things happen for him. But then he kind of had like a bunch of small things that rolled into where we are now. So let's see, he had to have his gallbladder out, right? And he was still doing keto after that.
He was doing keto after that because he had quit drinking. He's about 3.5 years sober.
Yeah.
And he had quit drinking, 3.5 years sober. He had basically, to much surprise by his doctors, with the aid of keto and stopping drinking, reversed his fatty liver. I guess his liver was like twice the size.
Yeah. So he made a lot of progress, but then it was sort of like one small thing happened at a time. So like,
and then he had the cellulitis. I don't know quite where that popped up.
Cellulitis in one of his lower legs and was put on antibiotics, caused some pain and kind of reduced his mobility status. That improved. And then he developed a bone spur on one of his ankles. I'm not sure which one, which further, excuse me, I'm a little slobbery today. Further decreased his mobility. And then he had some appliance issues at his house and inability to replace them at the time, like a refrigerator. So he was like, oh, it's just more convenient to pick up fast food. So all these little things kind of piled on. And then it became a big thing again, where keto was just no longer in the picture.
Right.
And his health has declined since. So one of the biggest factors for developing a blood clot is immobility. And he's been using a scooter at work because his ankle hurts so bad.
And he works at Walmart, so he's walking long distances. So it makes it difficult to walk because his ankle hurts. It's just kind of a snowball effect. It's like, if it can go wrong, it probably seems to have gone wrong for him. So
we're going to really try to help push him back toward keto because he was so successful. He felt so much better. Things were going, in the right direction for him. So we're going to try to help convince him that that's the right path because we want him in our lives for a long time.
So John was asking, how did that happen? So basically out of one of his legs, a blood clot must have broken off and kind of gone from his leg to his heart, or his lungs rather, because they did a whole bunch of scans while he was still in the hospital. And that's where they found more of the clot.
Yeah, he had more clots in his legs. So that's generally how a PE happens, or how a blood clot will move. You'll get it developed in one of your limbs. Typically the legs are the bigger clots that move and cause bigger problems. Not that you can't have one in your arm, but you get them in your extremities for the most part, and then they move and migrate. And that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah. So let's go back and look in the chat, see if there's any questions for us. Yeah, Sana, you know that he had an experience. I mean, that was just a devastating day. So on top of it, the day that he had that was the year anniversary to my grandmother passing. She passed when she was 90 years old. So like a little less than a week after she turned 90.
Yeah.
So that would have been not a good day.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously him passing would have been a very bad day, but I mean,
it would have been compounded. But
yeah.
He made it.
He's doing good.
He's doing well.
If he doesn't do well, I'll have to beat him up.
Yeah. I told him, and this goes for everybody out there. If you have a friend in healthcare and you call them and ask their advice, first off, I don't typically give medical advice. I am not a doctor. Okay. But if you call me and you say, I have this happening, and I say, go to the doctor, go get seen, go to the emergency room. That's me saying you have something big happening. Again, not a doctor. Go to a medical doctor, seek medical attention. It's major. And don't discount that. Don't ignore that, because you will piss off your medical friends and they will be then unwilling to help you later.
No, we don't have a choice. He's family.
Yeah, true. But I told him if he ever ignores me again when I tell him to go to the hospital, that I will give him a reason to go to the hospital.
So Das Wolfen says he's kind of keto because he's got a had a gastric sleeve surgery. No bread. Try and buy the keto friendly stuff when you can find it. Yeah, I just did a video on the whole like keto product thing and how like a lot of them are kind of have come and now they're starting to kind of decrease.
Yeah.
And I actually heard back from Kroger, as I sent a tweet out to Kroger about their ice cream because they had that keto ice cream.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I mean, it was as clean as you're going to. I mean, it's cleaner than most of the ice creams.
Yeah.
And it was actually creamy.
Yeah, it was good.
And they unfortunately got back and said, no, that's discontinued. Why it was discontinued, I have no idea. It was almost always sold out. Yeah, it was always sold out. It was like 2 for $7, which is not a bad price. $3.50 a container is not bad considering, you know, what you're paying for everything else.
Considering how much, you know, Rebel is and how much, what's the other one?
Well, there's that new one that's out now that's there, the Swedish brand. I can't think of what it's called.
I don't know. Anyway, they're all kind of expensive. They're usually like $6 for the little tiny.
Yeah, like the pint.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're $6-7. I mean, there's Rebel, Enlightened, Halo Top, all that stuff, but they were better than
they all
most.
have a lot of questionable junk in them. You know, so that do with your own what you want to do with that. But the Kroger one was actually pretty clean. But again, they stopped making it now because I liked it.
So I guess what that's long story short on that. What we're gonna have to do is get a creamy.
Yeah.
We'll have to get the breeze.
What is that's the newest?
Well, because they
discontinued
the one we had, like the one we borrowed from Jackie.
Right.
They discontinued that one, like the standard model. So now they've got the breeze, which is like less moving parts.
Okay.
So we'll get one of those, and then we'll just make keto chow ice cream because it's pretty good for what you know. And they just announced yesterday that if you're a fan of the core, the stevia sweetened chocolate core, which is no dairy, no milk protein isolate. It's got beef protein. It's got beef something, beef gelatin or something. I don't know, but it's got that. They've got the big bags now of the core, not the unsweetened that we have, but the stevia sweetened ones. So keep that in mind. If you're interested in that, you know, we have a link. We're an affiliate with them. So
yeah.
But that just came out yesterday, and a lot of people have been asking for that. I know. I'm sure that Lindsay's excited about that because she's been asking for weeks.
Yeah. Yes, Campbell's bought Rouse.
Oh yeah, Rayo. Yeah. So
however you say it.
Ready Set Keto's here. Jackie's here.
Click on that one. Bring it up.
Okay, so this is a sad story right here. So
well, hopefully not.
Well,
just because they bought it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to change.
Well, we saw what Kraft did to Primal Kitchen.
That's true. That's true.
Like
it's very disheartening.
Because like I really like the Primal Kitchen buffalo sauce, and then Kraft bought them and
now
changed the formula.
All kinds of junk in it.
They changed the formula.
But it may not be a bad thing. And in all honesty, if I owned them and somebody offered me $2.2 million, I wouldn't be like, no, we're good. I'd be like, oh, show me the money.
Jason is 100% correct here. So it's time to start reading the ingredients of Rayo's every time you buy it because it's going to probably change.
Well, and they may have like, you know, so much stock of what they already had in the old recipe. And then if they change the recipe, they're not going to come out and tell you. It's not going to say new recipe on the jar. You're just going to keep buying it because you think it's the same old stuff. And if they do change the recipe, you got to keep reading it every time you buy it.
Yeah, I hope they don't put a bunch of sugar in it.
Insane.
I hope they don't put like seed oils in it because a little bit of sugar probably wouldn't be the end of the world. Because it is so low carb.
It's tomato sauce. It doesn't need sugar.
Right. I agree. But I would almost rather than put a little bit of sugar in it
than add
the seed oils. Right. That's what I don't want to see them do.
Yeah.
Is cut it with seed oil, make it go further or whatever.
Cut it like it's cocaine. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get us shut down up here, lady.
No.
Yeah, huh?
It's a joke.
YouTube algorithm doesn't know that.
It's a joke. I wouldn't even know what it looked like if it was right in front of me. Anywho. Costco has a comparable.
I'm sorry, John. I guess it just sticks because that's so I called him John Guggenheim because that's what Emily says all the time. And so I just assumed that's what it was. Oh, I'm sorry.
I blame him. I didn't even attempt.
Yeah.
I know better.
I would say I blame Emily, but I don't blame Emily. She's the best. They're sorry. I don't believe it. Hungry Heath in the house.
Hello, hello.
Thick with 2 C's.
Juicy. That's very thick.
I made Brussels sprouts last night. Forgot to put them away and had to throw them away today.
Why did you do that? Those were really good Brussels sprouts.
I didn't mean to forget to throw them to put them away.
I cannot be blamed for that. I picked
You were falling asleep at the table. So I got her upstairs to bed, and I totally, because she was like this in the kitchen table, just like.
Okay, so I picked up an extra day at work yesterday, so that's 3 12s in a row for me. Wasn't bad, but it was a relatively busy weekend, a lot happening. Not overwhelmingly busy by any stretch, but an average ICU day. And I'm here sitting at the kitchen table, ate some Brussels sprouts, and my son is sitting there talking to me and telling me about.
Well, to be fair, he's boring.
No, he was talking about, he's been going to the gym and he's very excited about going to the gym. He's telling me about doing leg presses and all the machines that he does. And I don't know. I don't know. And I'm really trying so hard. She was doing her snore press and trying to keep my eyes open, and my head just goes down. Sleep, sitting in the chair at the kitchen table.
So I was like, okay, let me get her to bed. And I, got everything locked up. And then I just totally spaced the pan of Brussels sprouts sitting on the kitchen counter last night. And then I come downstairs this morning. I'm like, I didn't put the Brussels sprouts away.
It happens, I guess. It's all right. We just throw away food in this house. Not.
So John says he's not. He said not to be sorry.
Yeah.
Oops, I hit the wrong one. They love it.
They love it. You like that everyone is picking up on the way that Emily says your last name?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have a new last name by the end of the year.
MPIK, they said if all the patients did it, they'd spend all day delivering packages.
Oh, Jennifer was saying that she had stuff delivered to the hospital, and the hospital staff was not exactly ecstatic about that, which is true. When, especially like, we work on ICU, or I work on ICU, and patients will have a specific diet ordered, like a diabetic diet or whatever, and they'll order a pizza and have it delivered to the hospital. And when they order it, the nurse has to go down and pick it up. So we go down and pick it up because they're not allowed up on the floors, and bring it up to him. And it's like, dude, you're a diabetic. You shouldn't be eating a whole pizza by yourself. What are you thinking? Why would you order this? I can't give this to you, even though you paid for it. I'm really sorry. Or at that point, you're just like, I'm not going to fight you. Do what you're going to do. I'll treat it.
Ross Wolfen, he's like, there's a video of his nephew falling asleep in his spaghetti as a kid, and I'm waiting until he has a serious girlfriend to send him the video.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is like, that's a good thing of us Gen Xers. That's like one of the major pluses. There's not a lot of video of us, and if there is, it's on VHS tapes,
and nobody plays that anymore.
I know. I have I have boxes of VHS tapes of like home movies and stuff in the garage that I'll never ever look at again.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll have to be like one of those like.
Okay, I'm so old. My family has slides, a whole slideshow of family photos. Not even kidding.
Yeah, but your stuff is like tropical islands.
No,
and
that's
boating.
not. That's not.
No?
It's all before all of that. Like when we were kids.
Oh.
Yeah. That stuff's photos. I have photos of that. But before that, like up until I was probably 6 years old, everything was slides. We would literally have a slideshow like twice a year.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, Dustin definitely would have delivered.
I will. Yeah, just have it sent to our house.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at that being a new gig for you, anywho.
Matt Troyce.
Well, hello. Okay, there was another topic you wanted to talk about. Now I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. So, the other day I went to breakfast with Jennifer Lucas, and we were talking about her insomnia. And I hope you don't mind me talking about this, Miss Lucas. But she was saying that she had been using some ketones and like was knocked out quick, just like unnormal or whatever words I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
So it got me thinking, like, because ketones are expensive. So I was like, well, let's see if you can get bulk ketones. And sure enough, you can go, there's bulksupplements.com, which I've ordered for different things to make electrolyte drinks and such. And you can get just calcium BHBs. And it's like a 300 serving bag for $26 on Amazon. Okay. So I was like, that's cheap enough that we could play around with it, because I've never really played around with ketones because I don't think they're necessary. 99 right. 99% of the time, but they're just something that I kind of wanted to play with. I was like, well, $26 and like basically a never-ending supply. Let's play with them. So I've been kind of putting them in my coffee in the morning, and just to see. So far, I haven't really noticed a lot. I think we've been going to the bathroom more, but I don't know. Yeah,
but you also added coconut oil.
Well, I've been putting coconut oil in your coffee.
Yeah, he's been putting coconut oil in my coffee, and I have made more than the norm trips to the restroom for that. But then he's been adding that BHB to my coffee, and I don't feel like I feel any different.
Well, at first I was adding like half a serving because I misread the instructions. Because I've been putting in a quarter teaspoon, and instead of servings, a half a teaspoon. So I mean, we'll correct it. Like I said, it was just to kind of see how things are going. I also got some of that coffee mixed with the mushroom powder stuff.
See, none of that I can taste in my coffee. So I'm fine if you want to play with my coffee and put in stuff I can't taste, that's fine.
Oh yeah, because you can't taste any of it.
You start messing up my coffee and it doesn't taste good anymore, and we're done.
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 Oh yeah, because Jackie's been having some issues.
Yeah.
It's short people problems.
It is not short people problems. It's everybody type of problems. I hope you're okay with me saying she had a kidney stone.
Yeah, I think she's said it on other chats and stuff.
Dustin's had kidney stones before.
They're terrible.
That was awful. Lord.
Well, the problem with my kidney stone is
they were inconvenient for me.
Well, I'm allergic to sulfa drug, and the medicine they give you, Flomax, is it adjacent to sulfa drug?
It's a relative of sulfas. It's like derived from a sulfa medication.
It made my legs look like I was a leper. Yeah. Remember how bad that was?
It was really bad.
Yeah. I still have some residual scarring from that, like some dark spots. So if you ever see me and I'm wearing shorts and I've got dark spots on my legs, you're like I run into the couch every 10 seconds. That's kind of what that's from, that sulfa drug. And because basically what Flomax does is it's supposed to widen the tube to help.
Increases blood flow.
Yeah.
To the area. That's what it does.
It's a 5 millimeter stone.
Yeah. And Jason said he's had 3 kidney stones. Yeah, they're terrible. And unfortunately, he had it on a night that I had to work the next morning. And I was very unsympathetic only because I needed to go to sleep. And he would like sit down and then lay down in the bed and then get up and then go to the bathroom and then sit down.
Because it felt like I had to go to it felt like I had to go to the bathroom really bad. I would just go and sit there, but it was just I couldn't get comfortable sitting, and I couldn't get comfortable laying down, and I couldn't get comfortable doing this, and I couldn't get comfortable at all. It was the most ridiculous stuff. So finally, we found, like an old pain med. And
finally, I told him, go to the emergency room. I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
And he listened.
But
I went.
I did take that old medicine, and it actually like calmed me down, so I could just lay down for a little while. Then my brother came over and took me to the ER. And they gave me medicine, and they gave me the Flomax, and then I came home, and then it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks on that, wasn't it?
On what? On the pain meds? You didn't take the Flomax that long.
I thought I took it the entire time.
No, because I told you to stop. Because your legs look like trash.
Yeah.
Part of that, I won't say. I'm not a doctor. I don't wear a white coat. I don't get paid the big money. Never mind.
Because none of us are doctors. I don't even play one on TV. But if anybody wants to give me a opportunity to play a doctor on TV.
I have a theory as to it's not an allergy. It's something different.
Well, what's your theory?
My theory is that Flomax increases blood flow, but it doesn't necessarily increase blood return, right? So from the years of abuse to your body, you have poor peripheral venous circulation, which means that the blood does not return well. Theory. Not a doctor. Therefore, increasing blood flow increase the amount of blood to the lower portion of your body, but did not increase venous return. And thereby you develop dark spots on your legs, which is typical of patients with PVD, or peripheral venous. Crud, what's the D? Brain fart. Maybe I'm having a minor stroke. I cannot remember the freaking name of the thing, but it's poor venous circulation is what it is. Anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason said he like laid on the bathroom floor. I would have done that and I thought it made me feel better.
Peripheral vascular disease. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word disease.
Her 4th round. That's terrible. Well, I thought I was having kidney stones about 2 years ago. It's been that long ago. So I went through the whole thing, going and getting like ultrasounds on my kidneys, and an MRI, had a video shoot. That was, I don't recommend. A camera scope.
Camera scope. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. You thought it was funny.
I told you didn't need that. They had done everything else. They didn't see a stone.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he got a camera through the wee-wee for giggles. They didn't see anything.
That was rough.
And they said your prostate was good, so there's that.
So I don't know what else is going on. It's just a whole bunch of mess.
Anywho.
Getting old is so much fun.
Isn't it fun? Oh, 4th round of stones. That sucks. I'm sorry, Jackie.
Poor Jackie.
Poor Jackie.
Oh.
But okay, so what were we talking about before we got onto stones?
We were talking about the coffee.
And adding. Like, what is your experience? Do you take extra? Does it do anything for you? Is there a reason, or does it just make your drink more expensive?
Well, like most people in the keto community, like as far as this side of the community is concerned, most people avoid them. A lot of people that do use them, they're using like the Prove It or the NAT, the NAT stuff that's like super expensive. It's like, I think it's like $4 or $5 a packet, and the packet's a serving. So that's why that's why I never really considered it before. And then I was looking them up for Jennifer because she said, ketones were helping her sleep at night, and they were expensive. So I was like, well, I mean, this is 300 servings for $26.
Yeah.
That's ridiculously cheap. I mean, considering.
This chat is stones and shrooms.
Right.
Yes. Well, I don't know, because it doesn't make me feel any better, right? So far, what we've done it for a week.
We've been doing it for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, 3 or 4 days. So I don't feel any better. I don't feel less tired, but I don't feel more tired. I feel the same tired.
Yeah. So like I said, I just got them to play with. I mean, I wouldn't pay like the Prove It money or like the MLM money or whatever. It's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get started. That wouldn't be a thing or a reason to do it.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's beneficial. I mean, I don't care what you put in my coffee as long as it still tastes like coffee, but I just don't know that it's beneficial. Sharon said when she
her ketones are high, she sleeps
less.
Well, I kind of find that too. Like when I'm fasting and my ketones are like 5, 6, I feel like I'm more restless at night.
Yeah.
I imagine there's probably a cycle your body goes through, just like with that dawn effect in the morning, where your body will go through a phase where it like pumps up sugar production to kind of get you moving or whatever the case of that mechanism is.
Yeah.
I imagine there's something in line with that with sleep to kind of get the ketone production to slow down or whatever. And this is all theory. I'm a dum-dum, so
no.
But like this would just seem to make sense in my brain that like if there's like a dawn effect to raise glucose to get you awake, and if ketones don't let you sleep, then there may be something to kind of call production to help you go to sleep or whatever on a normal cycle. I mean, this would be something that Dr. Barry could probably talk about, and other doctors and such as well, other experts as far as ketones are concerned. I mean, I'm not going to take them forever. I just kind of wanted to play around with them for a week or two just to kind of see. I mean, they were cheap.
Yeah. Well, John and Jennifer both said that the exogenous ketones, your body will burn through them first before they burn through your fat. So they're not really beneficial for weight loss. I don't know what benefit they have otherwise. Jennifer seems to be having some help with sleeping.
If she's sleeping, then I mean, because she's having difficulties with that.
I have noticed no change. no,
So
nothing
what? So
better,
what is
nothing
he
worse.
talking about with this? Let me make sure.
The ketones are expensive.
Well, I got a big bag. I have a big bag
Is
of
that
three.
what we were talking about?
I'm not sure that's what he's talking about.
This is HVMN liquid ketones.
Well, yeah. So what I got a bag of ketones. It's just calcium BHBs, and it's like $26 for 333 servings.
Yeah.
So like 333 servings of half a teaspoon powder. There's no flavor to it. You just put it in like a liquid, shake it up. You don't even notice it's there. I put it in my coffee. There's no taste to it. But I don't know like if that's going to give me the same thing as whatever you're taking or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's super duper cheap. I mean, if you figure 333 servings for $26,
that's not bad. I mean,
if it doesn't do anything, but like I said, I was the reason I wanted to play around with it just to kind of see. I never played with them or even gave them much of a thought because I figured we didn't need them, and especially if they're super expensive, then there's no real reason.
Right.
But like I said, just helping Jennifer look these up, I was like, well, that's cheap. I'll order a bag.
Yeah. I don't know. I try not to take anything extra.
Well, that she knows.
Yeah, he puts stuff in my coffee, but I don't take anything extra.
Well, I've been putting the iodine in her coffee for for about a year now.
Yeah. I don't take meds. I try not to take meds. I am bad healthcare person. I do not go to the doctor.
Yeah, I mean, ketones do have a benefit of like brain function. That's kind of like the whole idea of putting coconut oil in your coffee because that's going to burn off and turn into ketones. And if you're adding ketones, your body's going to burn those first. But I don't know. Like I said, I just want to play around with it a little bit. And it would be nothing. I'm not advocating anybody take them.
No.
I'm not saying everybody go buy some. That's not. I'm not going to be an affiliate with anything like that. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. So this is just for my own kind of enjoyment, my own curiosity.
And as far as brain function goes, I feel like since moving toward keto, or since being keto, even when we were first doing like the low carb before we went to keto, I noticed much better brain function in that I used to every single day between 3 and 4 o'clock, just energy level down. I'm exhausted. I can't make words. I can't function like I normally do, which is really bad.
Later, Dust Wolf, and I'll see you later, bud.
See ya. Which is really bad, especially in my profession. Like I don't have an hour to recoup. I have to be able to be on my toes all hours, that I'm at work. And so when we went the low carb and then full keto, like I noticed that I don't get that in the afternoons. I don't have downtime. Like I don't need to system reboot now. I'm pretty much always going. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't lose words, but that's not a new thing. That's been my whole life that I've lost words. That's not new. I did that as a teenager. I've done it now. I would say it's some form of Alzheimer's, but I've had it forever.
That's one of the things that when I was working and we were doing keto and it really kicked in for me, I knew that I was going to be doing this lifestyle forever because it felt like I was living in HD for the first time. Like I wasn't foggy headed. It didn't feel like my head was stuffed full of cotton.
Yeah.
It just felt like I was totally aware for the first time in forever. For the first time in forever.
See, now you're going to get us kicked off of you.
But yeah, just that mental clarity was so huge. So, Jen Delaney says 17 days until Tennessee Low Carb Summit. That's the one in Dixon. That's the one in the middle of nowhere. And then 58 days till KPL. I did want to talk about KPL, but before I do that, I want to go back up here to Jackie was saying she doesn't know if she should be worried, but the urologist gave her 11 refills on her Flomax.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like they're expecting you to be managing this for quite some time. I don't know what to tell you about that one. How long before, aren't they going to take you in for lithotripsy? As if they're going to take you in for a lithotripsy, that should be scheduled already. Because I thought.
Do you know what they say helps with kidney stones? You better get your park passes and get your bags packed and go ride Thunder Mountain over at Magic Kingdom. They say riding Big Thunder Mountain is an almost guaranteed way to break up and get those to pass.
They've proven that that's not
You know what? I don't care.
It's been proven.
I'm not a doctor on TV or a doctor on YouTube, but I'll tell you what, Big Thunder Mountain, a lot of fun. If it works, it works. And just go anyway. Have fun. Go to Disney.
Yeah, well, go to Disney because it's fun. But don't expect your kidney stones to move on their way out. But I mean, Jackie, if they've already scheduled you for a lithotripsy, then you should have enough meds to get you to that, through that, and beyond. But I can't imagine. Yeah, so that's probably why he gave you so much, because you don't have a game plan yet. And they want to make sure that if it can pass, it will pass.
Okay, so I want to talk about KPL for a minute. I know we've got the other summit coming first. We got the Tennessee Low Carb Summit coming first. I don't know who all is going to that. I will be at Tennessee Low Carb Summit. We know that Jen Delaney and Brian are going to be there. Jackie is going with me. Jen, Lucas was going to go, but is not going to be going now, as far as I am understanding. So we will be at that summit. I don't know who all else is going. But KPL, I'm waiting to hear back some information, but we may be doing a giveaway of 2 tickets. I kind of want to get that out there. I don't know how I want to do the giveaway yet. I want to make sure they go to somebody who is not only wants to use them, but can. Because I know just giving somebody 2 tickets doesn't get them from where they are to where they need to be, and hotel and Airbnb and travel.
Yeah.
Somebody who like that, those tickets would be the catalyst for them to be able to go. So getting those free tickets would be just the boost they needed. They're on the fence to say, okay, let's go. I'm waiting to hear back from somebody who may have used. Oh, excuse me.
Pretty nice.
Somebody who may be using them. And then if they don't, then I will go ahead and do a giveaway. But like I said, I'm going to set it up to where people, only if you know you'll want to use them, will actually enter the giveaway.
Right.
Because like I said, I want people who can actually use them.
Because it doesn't benefit anybody to give tickets to somebody who just won't be able to do it. Like if you can't get the time off work, or you're not going to have the money to get there, or, anything like that, or you have some other previous engagement that you can't get out of, it doesn't make sense to give tickets to somebody who can't use them.
Yeah, I'm looking so much forward to KPL. And yeah, so we do have a couple tickets. Shauna's here.
I just figured I'd point that out.
Yeah, Shauna's here. So yeah. I just don't know. I think everybody who wants to go is going. So there's these 2 tickets, and hopefully we can get them to a home. That's the one thing that I worry about. So I'm just waiting to hear back. So over the next week or so, I will be putting a video together if they become available, and I'll put them out there, and hopefully everybody will spread the word. Yeah. Maybe I'll reach out to the other creators that are on the platforms and see if they can spread the word, because I want to make sure they get a good home and they get used. Yeah. So I am extremely excited about, the Tennessee Summit. That's going to be cool. I'm going to get to see Dr. Barry for the first time. I think I'll get to meet Autumn. And there's some other presenters and speakers that are going to be there, and we get to hang out with Jackie and Jen and a few other people. I think Don and Mike said they may be coming down for the summit, but I don't think they're going to the summit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys will all be there having a good time. I will not.
You wouldn't want to go anyway.
I'll be at work. I work every weekend, so I will be at work. That is what I do. Anywho.
So I want to make sure, though, hopefully we sell out. I don't know how many tickets are left for KPL. Last time I heard there was less than 100 tickets. So I don't know. Maybe Jen Delaney, you know how many tickets are left. Mm-hmm. So we can get that sold out. So we can hopefully Autumn will want to do it again next year, because I want her to do it again. And I know that there may be a rebranding on that. I don't know. Again, more things are coming along with like keto being changed out of things. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes.
Shauna asked, how is your brother? She missed the beginning.
So today's his 40th birthday. We took him out to lunch. He's doing better. We did go back. We did kind of go through a long, drawn out explanation of everything that happened.
Right.
But I think Shauna kind of has an idea. Maybe I think she knows.
He had a blood clot in his lung.
Yeah.
And he's better now.
Yeah. So he's been out. He doesn't go back to work till Thursday.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because he's a manager at Walmart, and they were not the most compassionate place to work for.
Oh yeah.
So poor Keto, it's on its deathbed.
100%. If you're here in Indy on the Thursday night, we will go get pizza.
Yes, at Rockstar Pizza in Brownsburg.
We went last Thursday. Chandra and I met up with Maitreya.
Yes.
And had pizza over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there might be some breadsticks in the fridge. I don't know if you ever brought them in. Did you?
I don't remember. In the car?
Might be in the car still.
Ooh. Okay, so I can't be mad at him for throwing out. Can't be mad at you for throwing out food if I don't even remember what I did with that food.
Yes.
Anyway.
So she says tomorrow night's Whack Wednesday. I was looking for a Weathers Sunday, but they didn't go because I'm up on Sunday mornings and they go live at like 9:30. Autumn and Richard. Oh. They do like they have a Weathers channel where they kind of do just their stuff, just them two. Mm-hmm. Then they have the Watch Autumn Keto on another channel that she does, and that's the one where they do Whack a Wednesday.
Whack a Wednesday.
Well, Watch Autumn Keto.
Oh, okay, I got that.
I have to explain things to Lucy.
Slow on the uptake as far as like lingo goes.
I was totally slow today. I was watching Neely and Lindsay's live today, and I was thinking it was live, but they weren't talking to the chat. And I'm like, but I was like doing stuff. I was like making breakfast and stuff for the granddaughter and her, and getting the coffee ready. And I'm like, then they kept saying stuff like, they're gonna wonder why we're not. And I was like, oh, they're not even live. It was like pre-recorded. And I'm like, duh.
Yeah, that was cute though. They were like, we should say hi to, and named off a couple of people, and then they're like,
she was at Orlando Summit. That makes sense. Well, I wasn't sure what you wanted to do, Jackie, because I know you've been in pain. I didn't know if you wanted to come out and like sit with us and look at my face while you're in pain. Because I mean, it's hard to look at me when you're not in pain.
I agree. But
yeah, there's got to be Airbnbs. You just want to kind of stay towards the west side. I just don't know like how well Airbnb kind of actually tells you. I know when we were looking at Airbnbs for Kissimmee, Florida,
they all say they're in Kissimmee.
Well, they say they're like all listed. Like if you look at all, they're all like inside the parks.
Yeah, they're all listed as Disney World or
in
Kissimmee, and you're like, wait, that's not anywhere near Kissimmee.
And then you find out it's like an hour outside.
Yeah. So
I wish they couldn't do. I wish they actually were geolocated.
I don't know if it would be the same because we don't have like a hot spot.
Yeah, we really. I mean,
racetrack.
We've got the racetrack across the street.
Oh, but I don't know.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This right here.
Exactly.
And you think nobody likes you.
I didn't say that exactly. I said nobody comes here to see me.
They do. They're all here for you. They're not here for me.
They come to see you.
You're the pretty one. I'm just the guy that luckily wears a beard and doesn't look like a troll. He's lucky I'm not asking riddles. Trying to pass on this bridge.
You're the one everybody comes to see. Anywho.
Yeah, you should rent. You're not even home.
Who?
Jennifer. I should rent rooms.
Yeah, you should. You have a pretty big place.
Well, we got a house. We got a 4-bedroom house because we're bringing all the kids, like all the kids with the kids.
Just the boy with the dog that lives with us is not coming because he doesn't have anybody to care for the dog.
And we got a pool, and then a pool for ourselves, so we can come back and we're not going to the parks every day. We're going to be there almost 2 weeks,
right?
And we're only going. We're going to be doing. If we get 4 park tickets, we've got an extra one, so and then we've got the party.
5 days at the park and the Halloween party. Yeah. We're going to do that. So.
Just click that high comment.
Oh, no. What comment? What am I doing?
Hit the high
button. Yeah. He's trying to figure out how to.
No, you're trying to figure it out.
He's trying to figure out how to teach me how to work this computer. Let's see.
Oh, so what's this say?
I'm trying to read these.
Someone wants to take my Galt House reservation for KPL. Let me know. I'm rooming with Shauna and Sarah. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people out there that are looking for hotels. I just don't know for sure who is looking for rooms now. Because we may have those extra tickets. See, look,
Jen
I like
and John
you.
are here for me.
Yeah, see, look.
I just figure you guys want to hear what he has to say because he's the one who spent all the time working on knowing everything about keto. I just eat what he makes and I just say, okay, that's fine. And I taste stuff and tell you it's gross. And that's all I do.
Yeah, that's all I ask.
That's all you ask.
The granddaughter, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but she will sit. I've got this little tripod here. It has nothing really attached to it, and it just sits on the kitchen table a lot. And she'll sit here with it and go, "I'm making my keto channel, Mom. Eat this.
Yeah.
Eat this."
Now you say this one's gross. You say this one's good, and she'll do that
because Daddy will put on our videos for her at home sometimes.
Yeah, because she misses us when she doesn't see us.
So that's kind of cool. Like, years down the road, she can go back and watch us when we were young.
Yeah.
Being dumb.
Well, we're going to be dumb forever. We just might not be young forever.
Right.
Oh. One of the cats is trying to break into the house.
That's what I've got. I've got a single room myself. I got a king size bed for me. I check in Friday night and I sleep Saturday night. And then we come home. I come home Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Night.
Yeah, I go down Friday afternoon.
Saturday night too.
Yeah, so I sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't reserve it for Saturday night too, and I was like, wait, where are you going to sleep on Saturday?
Just outside.
just on the street.
Yeah, just asleep.
I'm sure there will be a sidewalk somewhere.
All right. Are you a hugger, Shauna? Are you gonna give me a hug? I don't know. I need to get a spreadsheet of who hugs and who doesn't. Who's like fist bumps and who's high fives.
You just need a t-shirt that on the back says, "I'm into hugs" or "hug me."
You need like one of those hats and it's like, "Hug me, hug me, hug me."
Yes.
I like hugs.
He is very much the hugger in the family. I'm not so much. Do you hear that cat scratching?
That's Tigger eating food.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good. Anyway, he needs to eat. Sorry, noises are distracting. But.
Oh, where was it? That's the one I wanted.
What are you clicking?
Yes. Hugs.
Yes. Yeah. Dustin is a super hugger. And I have been told by everybody, and I know from my own personal experience, that he gives the best hugs in the world. And I haven't hugged everyone in the world, thank God. But
it's a lot of people. That's 8 billion people.
But I'm pretty sure his are the best. In the very least, top 5%. He doesn't even grab your butt if you don't want him to.
Usually don't.
He doesn't.
People are like,
People are going to be running away from you. They're going to be like, I don't want those kind of hugs. But
I think Cindy thought that they were live today too.
Yeah. Well, he was listening to it and I'm like, what are they talking about? They're not even like, you can comment all you want, but they're not commenting with you.
Well, I mean, Lindsay wasn't in the chat, but Neely was.
Yeah.
I'm a big teddy bear.
Yes, you are. It works out. It balances well because I dislike being touched and he likes to hug. So when someone comes in for the hug, I can dodge and they can get him. Perfect. Works perfect for me. Yes. Do it.
Well, it did say they were live, which is weird, but they was pre-recorded. So it was a pre-recorded live. So I think they went live and hit play on the pre-record instead of playing it like a premiere. I think that's what they should have done. They should have set it up like a premiere.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, but isn't that their normal live time?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think they just wanted it to run as usual without interrupting things.
Yeah. And Neely was in the chat kind of letting people know what was going on anyway.
Yeah.
And they were saying it in the whole thing. So
yeah. No.
Yeah.
But
so Jason will come out and you'll go. Maybe you'll get to meet Chandra. She'll come out and we'll go get Rockstar Pizza that Thursday before KPL.
Yeah, we could probably do that. I mean, depends what else is going on that day, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not like I have a scheduled life. The only thing I have scheduled is whatever he schedules for me.
We do have a calendar, the joint calendar.
Yeah.
So I put it on my phone. It shows up on her phone. That thing is like hugely beneficial.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Because I have no idea what's happening unless it's in my phone. If my phone doesn't tell me what's happening, it's not happening. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. So like everything from like dog training to, I don't have these lives.
Flea treatment.
Yeah. Like, when
Trash
bills are
day,
due, trash day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it's not in my phone, it doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah. We actually, okay. So it's been several years ago. It was before we were like, you had moved in, I think, that the power got shut off because I forgot to pay the power bill. The kids were like, geez, Mom. And I was like, oh my God.
We were like laying in bed and all of a sudden it goes, and she's like, did the power just go out? And she's like, look outside and see if everybody else's like front porch lights are on. She's like, oh, I must have forgot to pay the bill.
Yeah.
But then like they'll turn it off and then she just like paid it like right away. And then like it took them like 8 hours to turn it back on.
Yeah. And I paid them. I paid all the turn back on fees and everything. It was just like, oh man. And I've been through hard times. I know you've been through hard times. This was not a hard time.
I don't think my mom ever, and not trying to like be like my mom, but I don't think my mom ever had her power turned off. But I think also my brother, as a kid, had it set up to where I don't think they could turn our power off.
See, same. Totally. If it's not in my phone, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. And I don't want to set up my bills for auto payment because I've been like, what's the word I want to use?
Overcharged.
I've been burned by that before, where they've charged me multiple times, or they've charged me significantly more than what's actually due, or there was an error on the bill, but they never give you your money back. And so I don't want to do that, but I just like if we didn't put it in the phone, it wouldn't happen because I just get distracted and I don't know, life and 4-year-old like it's just I can't remember things that I used to.
We were at the restaurant today and she wanted to play a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, and we had to make 2 bathroom trips because the first time we just really wanted to see what the bathroom was like, but the second time it was a real deal. So, but I'd say that I've lost my mind and my memory after having kids, but the truth is it was never there in the first place. If I don't actively work to code something in my brain, it's just not going to stay. So it's like yes, I have them a day ahead too. All of the like nursing information pushed out all of the things that may have seemed relevant before that. So like, I know how to do my job. I keep current on that, keep all of that stuff juggling in my head and memorized and learn new things as we learn new technologies and things change. And so I feel like I work so hard to keep all of that present and at the forefront that every single thing else just kind of right out my ears and out the door. Like it's just gone.
So I think, for the remainder of this week, Thursday, we are going to the Indiana State Fair.
Oh, that's right. That is this week.
Yeah, because they're doing it. There's like they used to only run 2 weeks. Now it's running 3+ weeks. And they're doing they used to do $2 Tuesdays, where it was $2 to get in, and each little booth had an item that was $2.
Like a $2 snack.
Like $2 soda, $2 corn dog, $2 elephant ear.
Yeah.
You can get like a snack, like a small size of like the fried cookie dough for $2. Whatever it is that they have.
Right.
Now it's $3 Thursday because
inflation.
So it's $3 to get in, but normally it's $14 to get in.
Right.
So like we'll go in the afternoon, we'll take the girl, we'll walk around.
Mommy and Daddy will meet us there when they get off work.
Yeah. So I will probably get a corn dog because where else do you get corn dogs?
Right.
I don't buy them. I don't do anything with them, but just something about a fair corn dog. It's like you're legally obligated.
I am very disappointed because I was told from somebody who works at the fair that my favorite booth has closed and will not be coming back. And it was like deep fried vegetables. And I don't usually get in for fair food. It's not my thing. I don't like corn dogs, none of that. But they had these deep fried vegetables and they were so good. And I have been told that this year it's not there. Now we'll find out when we actually go. But if it's not, I may cry a little.
Jackie, go with us on Thursday. It's only, you have tickets, but it's like $3 to get in.
Yeah, come with us on Thursday. I mean,
we can get you a stroller. It's fine.
I don't have a wagon.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We got the thing she puts her babies in.
That's true.
It's small.
We can push you in the doll stroller. But yeah. Well, we're gonna go, and he plans on having a corn dog, and I plan on waiting until the kids get there, buying the deep fried cookie dough, eating a bite of it, and giving the rest of it to the kids.
I mean, we're not probably going till, we'll probably be there at like 3.
Yeah, we'll get there late in the day and stay through the evening until it gets dark, because the kids work until 4 or so.
So yeah, they'll get there, and you can come hang out with us, Jackie. We'll just text us, and we'll show you where we are. I've never even heard of Shipshewana.
Shipshewana, I have heard of that. I used to live in Fort Wayne for a couple of years, and Shipshewana supposedly have like a big flea market. I don't know if I ever actually went, but I remember hearing about how, it was such a cool place to go. I don't know that I've ever actually been. I don't think so. Let's see.
So Sana says,
Shauna.
No, that's Sana.
That one's Sana.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Sana.
okay.
Different
Gotcha.
people.
Sorry.
So Shauna is in California. She's in Florida.
Okay.
She's Florida man.
Yes, I saw you talked about that. In Melbourne, Florida, 70 miles from Orlando. How far is that? 70 miles, like how long in a drive?
60 miles is an hour.
Don't make me hurt you.
Like you asked, so it's like an hour and 10 minutes. It could be an hour and a half depending on traffic. Just like how I want to go to Tampa to see, God forbid.
Anyway, that would be fun.
If you're into music gear, Jason, Sweetwater is in Fort Wayne. I walked in there. I have a buddy that works there, and you can just go in. It's like a big music store, and then they have like a slide for some reason, like a cafeteria. I mean, it's like a big warehouse that you can, like, anything you buy, they set up the guitars there. Then they also like have like all the salespeople and all the sales reps. And you walk in and you can like play the guitars. They'll even set you up a room if you want them to. It's awesome.
Let's see. Oh, Jason said that that's the first dry county he's ever visited. Okay.
We've got a bunch of dry counties, I think. Yeah. And like out through here, Illinois, Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the first dry county I ever went to, my ex-husband's dad, long story, ex-husband's dad was an alcoholic who moved to a dry county in Kentucky so that he wouldn't drink anymore. So instead, he would drive an hour out of his town to go buy a case of beer every night and drive back home. I think it did not work well for him, that plan. It did not.
Looks like Jack Daniels is in a dry county.
Yeah.
Where they make Jack Daniels as a dry county.
That's craziness.
Yeah.
But anywho, let's see.
So Melbourne is interesting because
where's Melbourne?
That's what you were just talking about.
No, did she say that's where it was? She did say it was in Melbourne. I thought it was a different name. Oh, I was looking at Renninger's. See, I told you.
It's called Renninger's, but it's in Melbourne.
Okay. Well, my brain is. We've already discussed how.
Did you buy some bath salts from Florida Man?
No, not unless you put them in my coffee. Okay. Yeah.
Dry counties in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Well, that all comes from Prohibition. I mean, you couldn't even buy like alcohol in Indiana at a liquor store or the grocery store on Sunday. until like 2 or 3 years ago, and it had been that way for like 80 years.
Oh, stupidest thing.
And you'd have to. It was always a thing. You'd go on Saturday to buy Sunday beer or whatever.
Yeah.
In my
And
younger
the bars
days,
had to close.
the bars for a while they'd have to close at midnight or something like that. Then they changed the law; they can stay up until 3,
right?
If they wanted. Then on Sundays they had bars that you could do carry out. So it was all convoluted.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of weird convoluted stuff. Like the bars are here open till 3. I remember being in Los Angeles. We were at some bar around the corner from Glenn Danzig's house. Mother. And like,
do that one more time.
Mother, tell your children not to hear my words. Anyway,
gonna get us banned.
You know what? Banned hammer. Anyway, we were at this bar and I remember they were like, last call, and I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, it's 1:45. What is this mess? They're like, they shut down at 2. I'm like, this is California. They should be open till like 5.
They should be open till the next day.
Yeah,
just 24 hours.
Well, I mean, that is already the next day.
Yeah, but just
24 after midnight's the next day.
Oh my god, I cannot. Anyway, I feel there would be less drunk drivers if the bars just stayed open 24 hours a day. And you'd probably have more people passing out dead on the floor from alcohol intoxication, but maybe they'd eat breakfast first.
That's so weird. Like that's like how Utah is. Like if you've ever seen the movie SLC Punk, that's the only thing I really know about Utah.
You could, but if you didn't have this tilted that way, I could probably read these things better.
Well, I do. So I can see.
Yeah, but
I'm the one running it.
That's true. Mm-hmm. In a gray unmarked building. That is weird.
Because I know, like, I don't know if Utah's still the same way, but like their beer had to be like 3% instead of the 5.5.
That's weird.
Yeah, that means that companies were making different beer for
I'm
Utah.
just saying there are some weird things that happen across this country because I think it's still okay for you to have multiple wives in Utah.
I don't think it is.
I'm just saying.
I don't think it is.
Weird.
I don't think it's ever been okay.
Well, then how did those shows get made?
Well, because that's writers, but they can't even make those right now because they're all on strike. Oak and Barrel.
I have not, but I've heard about it. I don't drink beer.
No, we don't really drink much. Like I've been to the brewery tour at what's that? Like that Wee Mac and Cream Ale.
Sun King?
Sun King, yeah. So I've been to the Sun King place because that's where somebody had their, I think that's where Mullins had his like bachelor party thing started. Mm-hmm. So we all met up at Sun King, did the factory tour, how they make the beer and can it and all that stuff.
See, I dislike beer on every level. There isn't one that I've had that I like. I think it's disgusting. No matter who makes it, I won't drink it. I can put down some alcohol though. I don't on a regular basis because I know how bad it is for me. But Halloween and New Year's, if I'm off for the New Year's Day, then we'll partake. And then I think we went out and went to like a local place and got some food, and they had a bar inside. So while we were waiting to take our food home, we got a couple of drinks. That was fun. And that was fun. It was just the two of us and it was a warm day. So they had their doors open, but it wasn't too hot. And it was just like almost beachy weather in Indiana, which doesn't happen.
Like we can't get liquor at like 7-Eleven and stuff. I think you can get wine at like gas stations.
Yes, you can. When I was a kid, you could get the Boone's Farm wine at the gas station.
Or Mad Dog 2020.
Yes. And I had all those things as a kid, but not now as an adult. I don't.
It's a bad influence.
But we rarely drink anymore. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles of wine in the house that are just sitting there.
You just bought 2 more.
I know. I just bought 2 more because, okay. So they have this store called Total Wine and More. I feel like I've said this before. Anyway.
Good night, John.
Have a good night.
Thank you for coming and hanging out so long.
Yes. So they have a big liquor store that's like, it's like a Costco, but it's a liquor store called Total Wine and More. And they give you free samples, which I know I've said before, I feel like is a bad idea because you drive home. However, the lady was there hawking her Indiana wine and she had some, and I tried it, and it was really freaking good. So I bought 2 bottles of it, but I don't know when I'm going to drink it.
Right.
It was really good.
We'll buy some alcohol when we're on vacation. Like if we're out at the beach and we'll buy some alcohol, we'll drink a little bit of it, then we bring it home with us. And then it just sits.
We still have the alcohol from the last vacation we went to the beach.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
So
we just don't, I don't know. It just isn't something we do on the regular.
yeah, we don't have drive-throughs or anything like that, but
No.
like you have to go to a liquor store or like a major grocery store to buy liquor, and they only sell it to certain times. Like you can't buy it before 7 a.m. and you can't buy it after like midnight or something like that.
What?
Booze and beer and stuff.
Oh, they have stupid laws. I don't know.
There's always weird. I don't know. I don't understand how that works. Like I know that when they went to repeal the Sunday stuff, like the liquor stores didn't even want it to happen because that was a guaranteed day off at the liquor stores.
Right. And it increased their competition with grocery stores, because then they would have to stay open Sunday, or people would go to the grocery stores to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So it caused a big kerfluffle. And I think grocery stores still can't sell it cold, can they?
No, grocery stores, at least in Indiana, can. I know like other states you can buy cold beer and stuff.
Yeah.
But she's right. Like, nope.
Well,
it's a Midwestern goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't know. We only do this once a week, and it's fun to actually get a chance to talk. Because usually I'm in these and I'm just chatting with my keyboard or my phone, and we don't get a chance to actually talk. And
he needs human interaction. I get enough. I'm good. He needs human interaction.
Yeah.
I put on my nice pants and go to work when I go to work, and I get all my peopling out, and I can still people more than that, but I don't feel like I'm missing it. He's missing his peopling.
Well, I was wanting to go to a show last night, but I forgot it was last night.
Yeah.
It was a free show in Louisville, and it was 2 Indiana bands playing, and then I had friends that were going, and I was like, oh. And then he started checking in like 10 minutes before, and I'm like, so I miss seeing Obscene and Flesher play. Anyway.
Anywho.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been a very much, I can't even talk. It's been a pleasure.
It's spreading.
I'm forgetting how to people. I don't go anywhere, do anything.
If you're in the area and you want to people with Dustin, please hit him up. He definitely needs peopling time. That is something that he enjoys. It's good for him. He was, when we met, the most social person I've ever met in my life. And I think
now I just sit at home all the time.
Yeah. Since the vid happened, since great Aunt Janice came to visit, tried to kill us all.
Yeah.
Then, he's kind of gotten out of his peopling, and he needs it. He really does.
Sounds good, Jason. All right. Well, we will end this now. Thanks again so much for everybody coming out. I went live on this on Twitter and Facebook. I don't know. I didn't know if anybody's chatting in here from one of those places. I didn't see it. So I don't know if it's actually doing anything, but it gives me the option. So we'll continue to do that, and unless it doesn't do anything. Thanks so much. We'll see you later. And
see y'all next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday. If you know, you know.
Always makes me laugh.